We know that the decision of the South African government to take Israel to the International Court of Justice was a decision that the government of the United States agreed with. However, in this instance, we do not want to speculate beyond what has been stated by Secretary Rubio. And we do believe that should we seek further clarification on how this decision was taken, or also what really underpins its thinking, we are at liberty to do so. But at this stage, we wouldn't want to go into the public domain as the Ministry of International Relations for South Africa and speculate. We will take the rationale that they have presented at face value. The speculation around whether South Africa will stand its ground on the ICJ case is something that is doing the rounds. But those who speculate in such a manner must also note that this case is no longer just South Africa's case. There are 11 other countries who are now part of the case that South Africa has put forward at the International Court of Justice. 11 countries have made interventions which support the contention that what we are seeing in the Gaza Strip may amount to the genocide. In fact, even the International Court of Justice itself has said that there is a plausible finding of genocide in that regard. So it's no longer just a South African case, but more importantly, the matter is now before the courts, and we have filed a memorial. What remains is for Israel to respond to the memorial. So those who believe that the case can simply be withdrawn would not have really taken into consideration the significant amount of evidence that we have presented before the International Court of Justice, but also the right of Israel to respond and ultimately to allow the Supreme Court of the world, the United Nations Court as it's called, or the World Court as it's called, to make a judgment on whether indeed what we are seeing by Israel's conduct constitutes the genocide. And this is particularly important because ultimately what we want is a system, an international system, that applies the international rule of law uniformly. And what we are simply asking for here is the application of the rule of law. Nothing more, nothing less. And we do trust that the court, presented with a comprehensive amount of evidence, will be able to adjudicate this matter as it is required to do in terms of the Genocide Convention. South Africa is committed to maintaining strong and mutually beneficial and respectful bilateral relations with the United States. So we reiterate this, and we will continue to pursue this engagement through the diplomatic channels as we have been doing, but also with ensuring that our mission in the United States is capable of executing its work insofar as South Africa is concerned.